Did you know that Juniper basically invented network automation as we know it today? Baja Blast. I do love me a good Baja Blast. But no, really, Juniper has been in the network automation game since the very beginning. Junos is the operating system that runs on Juniper devices, and it is built on top of an API. That API is called, well, the XML API. It's not really got a clever name, but they invented protocols so that you could interface directly with that API. JunoScript was one of those protocols that came around in the early 2000s. It predates NetConf. In fact, it became the building block on which NetConf was created. This all came from Juniper. So it shouldn't come as a huge surprise when I say that Juniper has a network automation certification, the JNCIA-DevOps. And I just got done recording for it. It's so exciting, and it's not terribly complicated, especially if you're going to be coming from the DevNet side of things. Our course at CBT Nuggets on the JNCIA-DevOps is going to be about 10 skills long, and a lot of those skills are overlapping with the DevNet. So if you are a strictly Juniper person and you're interested in getting into network automation and using the Juniper automation tools, this is going to be a quick and easy way for you to get into it. Or if you're coming from the DevNet environment, this is big. And I'm speaking from experience on this one. If you're coming from DevNet, if you go for the certification and you get your DevNet certification, you are 1 or 2 weeks away from getting your JNCIA DevOps. That's how prepared for it you'll be. And there's really not much of an excuse to not go for this because it's great to be vendor neutral and have a wide array of skills available to you. So if you get your DevNet, go for that JNCIA DevOps. It's only a couple weeks away. And to throw one more thing in there, if you Google Juniper's website called Junos Genius, you can register an account for free on there. And if you take an assessment quiz on the JNCIA DevOps and you pass that quiz, you will get a voucher to take the exam for free. Let me repeat that. If you take the assessment quiz on the Junos Genius website, you can take the exam for free. So finish your DevNet certification, take the assessment quiz, get your JNCIA DevOps 2 weeks later at no extra cost. And really, when I say things like Juniper invented network automation, I mean it. They've been doing this for a really, really long time. It's a very mature product to work with. And to prove it to you, that every single thing that you do on a Juniper device is actually dealing with the API, well, let me just show you. I am on my Ubuntu Linux machine, which is what I use for my Cisco DevNet and my Juniper JNCIA DevOps certification courses. Let me show you what's going on. I purchased a Juniper EX4200 switch off of eBay for about $75. Now, this device can do just about anything we need it to do except a REST API. It does not have the REST API component because it can't run a web server. For that, I purchased an SRX 300 device. Now, we cover NetConf, we cover the XML API, we cover the REST API, we cover Ansible automating Juniper devices, all in the JNCIA DevOps course. But what I wanted to show you is that even working on the command line and issuing command line commands, you're still interacting with the Juniper device programmatically. Watch this. I'm going to SSH into my switch. And one of the cool things about buying switches off of eBay is sometimes they're not factory defaulted. Look at this. I got this directly from Tesla. I didn't even know I was getting it from Tesla. I just bought it off eBay. And Tesla, they apparently didn't, factory default it the whole way. So now I've got a Tesla switch. Now, I did factory default it. But one of the things you'll learn about is that Juniper devices run Linux under the hood. And this little message of the day that I'm seeing is actually coming from the Linux side of things. Not the Juniper side of things. And this is their Linux message of the day when I SSH in. Anyways, let me just clear the screen. We'll get to a command line interface. Now check this out. I'm going to do show interfaces terse just to show you the output of a command like this. This shows you the interface statuses, whether they're up or down, or what the IP addresses are if they're configured. This is kind of like show IP interface brief on a Cisco device. Looks good, right? Did you know that by typing show interfaces terse, I just made an XML request and received an XML response back? Check this out. I'll do the command again, show interfaces terse, but this time I'm going to pipe it to display XML RPC. This is saying show me the command that you issued in XML when you do show interfaces terse. I press enter. That is what was happening under the hood. It translated my command line interaction into an XML API request. The request here is get interface information with the terse attribute attached to it. And what happened? I got an XML response, right? Let's do show interface terse again. I'll pipe this to display XML without the RPC. Look at that. This is the response that came back to me in XML. Every single interface and all of their statistics, IP addresses, administrative status, it's all here in XML, ready to be parsed out from an XML request. What you just witnessed, that's what Junos and Juniper have been built on for almost 2 decades. This is nothing new to Juniper. They've been in this game for a while. And considering the jump from DevNet to JNCIA or vice versa is minuscule, there's really no reason why you shouldn't go for this. I personally, when I got my CCNA, I didn't work with Juniper yet in my career, but I was like, I'm only a week or 2 away from doing this, and with a voucher, it's almost no additional cost. So why not? Why not take just that little extra effort and be certified in multiple vendors, or at a minimum, just watch the skills and make sure you get those skills under your belt. They're just extra tools in the toolbox that's going to help you in your career. So if you have any questions about getting certified in either the Cisco DevNet or the Juniper JNCIA-DevOps, hit me up in the comments or get at me at Twitter. I'm always available there. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I'll see you in the next one.